You know, there are some who say I'm too negative, that I'm overly mean. And it's not true. If you're new to the channel, it's all lies, okay? I try to be nice and positive. You know, I had a great start to the day. Nintendo tweeted that we're getting a Direct tomorrow. I'm talking to people on Twitter and in Discord about what they want to see, what we hope to see. It's awesome. Then reality hits that this industry can't go one goddamn day without something insanely stupid happening. So earlier today, Activision Blizzard had an earnings call in which CEO Bobby Kotick stated that the company had, quote, once again achieved record results in 2018. Great news, right? They've got multiple mega money-making games out there. So what do they do to celebrate? Form more development teams to make more great games? Give employees a fat bonus? Or how about this? Announcing some massive layoffs. If you guessed the latter, you'd be correct. Yes, Kotick would go on to say that while Activision Blizzard's financial results for 2018 were the best in our history, they didn't realize their full potential. As a result, the company has made leadership changes designed to enable us to achieve the many opportunities our industry affords us, especially with our powerful owned franchises, our strong commercial opportunities. As a result, the company has made leadership changes designed to enable us to achieve the many opportunities our industry affords us, especially with our powerful owned franchises, our strong commercial opportunities, our direct digital connections to hundreds of millions of players, and our extraordinarily talented employees. Yes, our employees, they're just so talented. Maybe they're too talented. I guess maybe that's it. They're too good at their jobs, too efficient. Every game they launch is just on time and perfect right from day one. No bugs or any issues, of course. So they don't need all these talented workers. Let's trim the fat and cut about 8% of them, totaling around 800 people. Because what they do need, though, is CFOs, who also require just a mere $15 million signing bonus for joining the company on day one. Yeah, the money to keep all those workers, though, they can't scrape it together. They can't find it anywhere. Because, I mean, upper management, they won't even be able to get by if their new yachts aren't complete with a full theater and live-in chef, you know? Before I get more into this, I just want to say this whole deal, it's very important to those of you who push the same excuse, and I see it every time I complain about practices in the gaming industry. Oh, the companies, they need to make more money. Don't you know games are expensive? They have to turn a profit, man. Clean the shit out of your ears as I say this once again. Record profits have resulted in layoffs. Making a profit isn't the problem. Not making absolutely every penny possible in profit is the problem. And that's how you get here. Because I'm sure there are some that are still just totally baffled. Like, why would you let employees go when they're producing so well? Regardless of what you think of the games, they are in fact making big money, which is supposed to be the job of the employees, right? Well, if you're still confused, don't worry. It's probably because you actually have a heart and just can't fathom what's going on here. Luckily for you, I don't have one, so I can explain. These companies introduced loot boxes, microtransactions, cut portion of their games out to sell off later as paid DLC. They are reaching the breaking point of just how much money they can siphon off of you, the player. In fact, they are getting pushback, like we saw at BlizzCon with the Diablo Immortal announcement, and the devs getting booed almost off the stage when they described it. You know, during an event that is attended by their most diehard fan base. I mean, think about that for a second. You're standing in front of your most loyal fans, the people who buy all your crap, and even they are booing you. Even they've had enough, because they know what this is, a cheap cash grab. So as I've said in the past, I think that aspect is plateauing. People just won't put up with much more nickel and diming. In fact, they're demanding less. But you still need to make more money. Not a stable amount. This, again, is a point I try to cram in people's heads who end up defending this crap, the poor big mega corporations. If they made, let's pretend, $1 trillion this year, that would be insane, right? But all the investors would be asking after that is how do we make $2 trillion next year? Okay? And like I said, we're siphoning off about all we can from the players already. So where do you go from here? Well, if we have less employees to pay, that's going to give us more profit. Yeah, if we fire a bunch of people, we can afford to give our new CFO a $15 million signing bonus. Which, come on guys, he deserves it way more than that employee of 2 decades deserves their job. That's how you arrive at a situation like this. Again, worth repeating, record profits result in layoffs. And you as a consumer should know what this also means. They really think you're dumb and you'll just buy anything, because obviously the more they shrink their workforce, the worse the games are going to get. You'd be hard-pressed to convince me that pulling big chunks of workers off a project are going to make it better, especially when most of the people who are still left will probably be tasked with finding new ways to get more money out of you. Now, the big question with this is, what do you do to stop it? How do you stop the corporate greed machine? As a consumer, as always, like we say, vote with your wallet. You may want to even think about this next time you're considering buying one of this company's games. Now, I personally don't like calling for boycotts, but yeah, maybe think about, is this a company you want to support? Maybe take your money to a company that you believe treats its employees better. Or maybe buy a bunch of indie games and support passionate creators directly. That's something you can do, but real change, however, can really only come, in my opinion, from the top. There are things workers even can do, they may actually do after this, unionize perhaps, and the such. But if you want real change, I think, the problems are with those at the head of the company, so that's where you need to see change. As long as you have people who are 100% profit-driven in charge, don't care about the company or even the industry, which I guarantee you a lot of these investors, they could pull all their money out and the company dies tomorrow, they wouldn't give a shit. As long as they're leading the way, you're going to continue to have problems. Because not every bigwig businessman is some evil, greedy troll, as many of you may have been conditioned to believe. The late, great Satoru Iwata, the f***ing legend, is probably going to go down as one of the most beloved presidents the gaming industry has ever seen. Now, is that because he generated the greatest profits the industry has ever seen? No. Is it because he always made the best business decisions? Definitely not. But no one at any point doubted that he cared about his company and that he genuinely loved this industry. When Nintendo was actually really down during the Wii U era, a time when Nintendo was surely considering massive layoffs and perhaps big pay cuts to their employees, did he punish the workers to save his own ass? Did he give himself a big bonus? No! He took the pay cut. As the person in charge, he felt the blame should fall on his shoulders. And that is a legit boss move if I've ever seen one. And it's not just about the monetary aspect. Like, yeah, you're taking the hit, but it puts out a message like, as a company, we're all in this together. Something you don't see much in the modern day. It's days like today, thinking back to the old Iwata days, of course, a night before a big Nintendo Direct, no less. I really miss him. The industry could use a figure like that right now. So yeah, if you want my simple solution, I guess, the gaming industry needs more Iwatas. Much easier said than done, I'd say. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on the Activision Blizzard layoffs occurring just after a year of record-setting profits in the comments. Even though they're generating money hand over fist, we gotta kick people out on their ass to the street because, like people say, the poor defenseless company needs to make more. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of, well, actually, I hope you didn't enjoy this discussion of layoffs going on at Activision Blizzard. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter, @JohnnyZakari, and join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends. Link to both in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.